This record warm winter had us out in the garden early working on projects. We'll be removing some turf grass, renovating some perennials, and extending a path in this area. We planted this small redbud into the lawn area a couple of years ago, and now it's time to incorporate it into the adjacent bed. The landscape design shows the redbud at a more mature size. This is the area as it appeared last spring. We had previously removed one section of fence in this area, as shown in this photo. We removed 2 more sections of fence and will create a flow between the front and back garden with a path between the two. First, the small area of grass is removed by hand. Then the landscape edging is removed and repositioned. This task was performed in late February, so we're really getting a jump on the season. This stone path will need to be extended. The heavy soil in this area is fairly compacted from years of lawn mowing. I like to remove the chunks of clay that I dig up. These bergenias were dug up from the other side of the path. They had developed big woody roots and were overdue for dividing. I'm going to use these bergenias to create a low edging all along the edge of this garden bed. It's good that I'm able to divide these bergenias so early in the year. They bloom very early in the spring, and if you try to divide them once the flower spikes have started to push out, you're likely to break them. The shredded leaves that we've saved over the winter really come in handy for mulching. I will move some of these tall liatris more towards the center of the bed. This sedum, which I believe goes by the name of neon, needs dividing as well. This lily is getting a little too close to the aster next to it. I'll dig out a few of them and divide them. Because it's so early in the year, I'm doing this in early March, I'm able to dig up these lilies and divide them without worrying about breaking off new flower shoots coming up. This is a non-vining clematis called blue ribbons. It only gets to about 16 inches tall. It needs to be moved from underneath this shrubbery. Now to remove the remaining Virginia. These alliums I planted many years ago have been quietly multiplying back along the fence line. Some of them are directly where the new path needs to go through, so I'll have to move them. I'll divide them up and replant them on both sides of the new path. The small tree that was shading out these ferns was blown over in a storm, so now they need to be relocated. I can put more alliums in their place. More perennials to be moved to give this bed a clean slate. This calamagrostis will be moved to another area of the garden. Also in this area, I removed 2 daylily plants and replaced them with some native aster in an attempt to increase the percentage of native plants in the garden. Here you can see what the edge of the bed looked like late last year. Now the bed is enlarged with the edging of Bergenia all along, and the small red bud is inside the bed. I removed some thyme that was overtaking the stone path. Other perennials that needed to be relocated for the new path include this geranium and bee balm. And with the 2 additional fence panels removed, we can now extend the stepping stone path to the front garden. It will meet up with part of the path that is already in place. I'll need a few more stones to finish the job, but having the bulk of this project done by mid-March really gets me ahead of the game this year.